Hi, my name's Emma Buchanan. I'm your Ryerson Journalism Course Union co-president. That means I'm one of two. The other one's Cole.
Hi, I'm Cole. I'm co-president of the JCU. We're the student voice. We communicate between the faculty of the School of Journalism and the students. You can approach members of the JCU to talk about your concerns, and then we can present them to the faculty. And it works vice versa.
And that's what this video is about.
And that's what this video is about. All right, so a few updates for the JCU for the coming semester. We've got 2 events at the end of January. The first is a mental health and journalism panel, and the second at the end of January is a career coaching night with the Ryerson Journalism Alumni Association. And then of course at the end of the year we've got our journalism formal, J-Prom. If you were at the SAGM and you were listening to what was going on about internships, you might still have some questions. So we are here to clarify that. So what wasn't clear in the SAGM was exactly what is needed for course credit from the RSJ for an internship.
If you go back in the SAGM video, you can see like my face calculating like that meme.
Are there any workshop courses that are required before?
Yeah, one of any of the 6-hour courses. Any of the 6 hours, one off, okay?
So what you need are a workshop class that you'll take in your 3rd year and to be enrolled in JRN 850.
So when you're out and about looking for internships, if it is for credit and you do not have that prerequisite, you're taking it at your own risk, right? It's either paid or non-paid, and you cannot get course credit for it if you don't have that workshop.
I just want to know, like, what is who's responsible for what in securing the internship? Like, what is the process to get it started? And I want to know that, like, I'm in 2nd year now, but I'll probably be doing my internship next year. So that information, if that could be pushed out earlier, like, I didn't know that there was a website, and I crawl Ryerson's website a lot.
The second thing we wanted to talk about from the SAGM about internships was the website. There's a new website. It was recently updated. There's a whole bunch of shifts going on with the RSJ website, and there wasn't really a link to the internship page. So if you couldn't find it, you're not alone. So we've got the new link. We'll put it in the description. It's internships.journalism.ryerson.ca. Thirdly, we want to address that Janice Neal is taking over as internship coordinator from Jag Carlock.
So that means that further inquiries, if you will, about internships are going to go to Janice, not Jag. We received a lot of feedback in our survey about mental health supports.
So if you have something that you feel like you want to talk to a trained mental health professional for, there's a few different resources for you. Firstly, there's just the general Ryerson counseling services. And secondly, new this year, is the Student Success Center on the 3rd floor of the RCC. It's brand new, just launched this year in October.
It's been marketed as this all-in-one stop for student support. We, as a JCU, don't know too much about the details of that support, but we do know there are 2 trained counselors on site in the Student Success Center. That means that they are FCAD specific. So what I was told by Janice and Lisa, and from being around the Student Success Center, is that they are trained to understand the specific stresses of an FCAD student, be that going into a creative career, and kind of the instability that comes with a creative career. We've been told the Student Success Center is a place where you can go for career advice, for career support, and for internships.
So we got a lot of questions about why the JRN 344 online course was an online course.
I just don't think it's very valuable learning experience, as opposed to maybe just having it as a real lecture. And I understand the reasons that it has been modeled into an online course, but I just feel like week to week, I don't know, I don't think I'm getting my money's worth.
So for our 1st and 2nd years, we're talking about JRN 344, which you'll take in your 3rd year. When we started, we didn't know it was an online course. This is me saying it's an online course. Be prepared. And as Lisa said in the meeting, it used to be an in-class physical lecture, but the only time slot they had available was from 7 to 10, and people didn't want to come.
So because it was 7 to 10, like there's just no other time to offer the course.
Yeah, sure. Well, the reason why, don't forget, in the fall semester when this course is being offered, we also offer JRN 303, which is feature, let's say JRN 314 broadcasting. They're 6-hour classes. So there's like 3 days gone right there because you can't conflict the required course with the workshop. Because if we did, no one showed up.
So because of the low turnout, they decided rather than just make us go for 3 hours in the evening, we could do it on our own time, do it online. They've been doing it this way for 3 years, and that's the solution that they came up with to that problem a few years ago.
And this going online was a pretty expensive endeavor to build this course, and it was done in response. Like, this is the problem. People are here for 4 years and then they go away. If we were all kicking around here for 10 years, I could run up to the hallway and find a half dozen people who come in and say, let me tell you how much it sucked listening to Lisa explain YCGA pub bands at 9:40 at night. It wasn't good for anyone. What I've decided is that next year, this is only helpful for those who are still have the course ahead, not behind, is that we'll go back to once week to in-person tutorials. But when we did those for the first year that the course was offered, guess what? Showed up.
Hey everyone, I am back. Nothing's changed. Just kidding, I'm not gonna wear that. I'm not gonna subject you to that. Just kidding, I'm not gonna throw it either. Okay, so something that was brought up over and over and over again is how do Janice and Lisa and the faculty determine which courses are going to run and which courses aren't. That is not a set forward formula, but I'm going to tell you what I know based on the JCU's meeting with Janice and Lisa following up after the SAGM. So everything that I'm about to say is kind of a combination of all that information. Information we got at the SAGM, information that we got following up with them during this meeting. They told us they're prioritizing smaller classes, they're learning with the cuts, and that they're taking into account previous year's interest.
So we know that there are budget cuts. Where is the student feedback in terms of deciding when and which courses run?
Some courses we only offer every second year so that so those people can take it at one time or the other. Some courses we offer every year because we always have steady interest in the course. We also look at what faculty are available. So we have in the past we've had many different forms of gauging interest in the courses students wanted, and we've done in-person things, kind of like big fairs. We've done in-person. We have in-session videos. We've done forums, and we come in and we survey. It isn't a survey. We actually ask you what courses are you interested in doing. That's called pre-course intention.
The reason that if you look at our course calendar, you have a lot of options for Table A and Table B within each year. But really, when you get down to it and look at your pre-course intentions, quite often you only have 1 or 2 options. And so there's a lot of questions about how they gauge student interest if it's just based on previous year's enrollment, but previous years didn't get all the options. They told me that a couple years back they had pre-course intentions that did that offered everything and students could just sign up for whatever they wanted. However, they changed that because it seemed like a false promise. This is what Janice and Lisa told me. When you're choosing course intentions, quite often you're thinking, what does this course actually do? We had like a 2-word description, but what does it actually do? Well, on the in-session videos for all of the courses, do you know those little videos at the top of those the in-session courses? Those are the teachers pitching the course to you and telling you specifically what you learn in the course. So that's a resource if you're looking to understand what courses you want to take next semester, what's actually offered, that's there for you. I didn't know about that. I scrolled past the videos. The other thing that the JCU communicated to Janice and Lisa is the feeling that they didn't know what the innovation workshop was. So if you are in third year, upper years, you might have been getting a lot of emails about an innovation workshop and you don't know what it is and you're frustrated because the courses that you actually wanted are not being offered. Meanwhile, it feels like this innovation workshop is being forced on you when you didn't want it. So I communicated those words almost exactly to Janice and Lisa. They told me that it ran for master's students in previous years and it was successful. So that's why that course is running and maybe why there's been such a push for it. So if you were curious about that, I told them what was up. That's what they told me. Hopefully we'll get more updates. For those of you taking the course next semester, let us know. What's up? What's going on? Another piece that the JCU brought up in our meeting with Janice and Lisa as a follow-up to the SAGM is academic advisement reports. So communication from students that we were receiving was that academic advisement reports are not clear, and they seem to be offered as this go-to catch-all for what courses we need to graduate. But something that we heard from students is that they're really unclear. RAMS is difficult to navigate, and so I brought that up with Janice and Lisa. And we talked about a paper, like a straightforward, planned out paper of what courses you need to graduate. And they seemed receptive to that idea, so I just wanted to communicate that back to you all as students. We hear you. It's sometimes difficult to understand what we need to take to get through this place. And I want you to know, as your JCU co-president, I hear you, and we're all in the same boat, faculty, students, and the JCU. We want to make the most of our education. We want to make these years the best we possibly can with what we're given. And we're on your team. And that's all.
You know you got to do it to him. It is now.
It's legitimately terrifying. What are these from?